Well, all right then. So here we are, and this will be one of several days that I am streaming for the charity War Child. Um, and despite any, hey there, lady, yes, Star Trek. um, Despite any political beliefs or whatever, War Child is a very, very worthy charity. Um, we may not be able to stop a lot of the war in the world right now, but what we can do is we can help to prevent and ease the pain and suffering of the most innocent of victims in any war, which is children. They have no say in it. They're simply victims, not of their own volition. And so to turn things to the positive in a time, transporter sounds, to turn things to the positive in a time when we don't have a lot of positives, I wanted to do some streams strictly in support of something very good. War Child helps children of all wars, victim children of all conflicts. They help them to return to a normal life, help their families to have their children back in school, um, to bring a child's life back to normality, as well as provide medical relief, food, things like that. So that's what we're doing tonight for this first stream. I'll be doing a bigger stream tomorrow or the next day. Not sure which one yet, probably tomorrow. And I'm not sure what game I'll be doing then. But there's a link at the top of the screen where you can donate directly to War Child. And also, there's links there that can help you to learn more about War Child and the kinds of things that they do. Anyway, all that being said, here we are. Here I am. Here you are. This is the internet. And uh, that communicator sound was actually my phone. Um, and the internet's a little bit like a starship, right? Isn't it? It can take you places, good and bad. Hopefully, see you through. Uh, Provide what you need, and to help you boldly go to things that you probably didn't want to see. Or maybe you did. I don't know. Oh, what a silly comparison. Anyway, yeah, that's what the internet's like. Um, anyway, let me check that message real quick to make sure it isn't something super bad. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, let's just jump right on in. And one of the reasons that I chose to do Star Trek Online tonight is uh, I had a compliment from somebody on the YouTube viewer side as to the last stream that I did where I did a particular mission. And so I decided I would do Star Trek Online again and do another helpful story mission for people that are learning Star Trek Online and trying to level their characters and their ships. And so we'll be going to do a story mission like that. I don't know how long I'll go tonight. I'm feeling somewhat okay today, despite all of my issues. Um, but yeah, we're gonna have a damn good time, is what we're going to do. And of course, my character's just standing here on Earth Space Dock, staring at the Enterprise F, gorgeous Odyssey class variant. Anyway, off we go. Mustn't stare at that ship for too long. Let me find the mission in question that we are going to do. Um, I need to go to New Frontiers. Where's the smoke? Beyond the Nexus.
We recently received a distress signal.
Some messages I'm going to skip through, and some of the storyline cinematics I'm not going to skip through. The reason I'm not skipping the storyline cinematics is if you're new to Star Trek, you've never seen them before. But this is one of those missions that you're probably going to repeat if you're a player because it gives you some of that gear that I talked about in the last streaming session. Um, Gear that allows you to level up the gear for free as your ship levels up, and so you don't have to pay for expensive gear and things like that to keep rolling and keep leveling. Every 10 levels, your ship has to have its gear upgraded, or you can not, I guess, and just have old gear. But the some of the mission rewards that you get from some episode missions are very good, and I'm sticking with stuff that's more Federation themed. This mission is important because Beyond the Nexus gives the mission reward option of your first omnidirectional phaser. Omnidirectional phasers are a phaser that you stick on your ship and it fires 360 degrees all the time. Those are very good and they're very important. And even better, this is the type of mission reward where when your ship levels up again, you can level up that omnidirectional phaser for free. Anyway, let's get rolling. I need to do one thing on one of my other screens here. No. Stop doing that. There, I needed that. Good. Okay. Off we go. And as I mentioned in the video description, this mission also is helping to save one of our Star Trek cast member favorites, whom you will see when we get there. Ta-da! And he actually voiced the character. Jerry Ryan, who plays Seven of Nine, who we just saw promoted to captain in the Star Trek Picard season 3. Sorry if that's a spoiler for anyone, but she's also voiced a bunch of recently added content to the game. Yes, the game has been going 14 years, and yes, they're still having voice actors come and voice characters in the episodes. It's a good time. It's a lot of fun. They're doing it the way an older game should. Loading. Oh, and we're playing on GeForce now. This is a great service. Gorgeous ship. Look at it. Just look.
Good to see you again. Looks like the two missing ships are here, although they're both in a disabled state. Neither of them have responded to our hails. That's entirely possible. Even minimal exposure to the Nexus can be pretty disruptive to ship systems. I think we should take a closer look. Things could be worse than our initial scans have indicated.
Let's get closer and scan them. Would you just look at this gorgeous starship? Holy shit. Sorry, still get excited after all these years. Literally, I'm not a favorites person, but literally my favorite starship.
The ship's taken some damage here. Short-range comms are barely working, and we're experiencing widespread systems failure on all decks. Our Nexus defense screen's overloaded, and we were exposed to a full blast. We're lucky to be here. We could use your help.
We're on our way. Apologies to any of you who have to deal with the advertisements on Twitch. It's part of it. Sorry. I mean, I shouldn't still be saying sorry for that. Commander, the Challenger is hailing us on screen.
Something's not right here. I worked on the Nexus Defense Screens project, and a catastrophic failure like that seems unlikely. In an overload situation like she described, the ship wouldn't be disabled. It'd be destroyed.
Spoken like a true engineer. And this is a section of time in Star Trek history where Geordi has his own ship now, and it is a Galaxy class, and it's called the Challenger. Um, and he's in this predicament, and we're helping him out. Let's get a short range scan. My bridge officer says I'm picking up some Nexus radiation and signs of minor combat damage to both ships, but nothing close to what the captain of the Madison was claiming. Commander, the Madison has raised shields. They're powering up their weapons. So one of these ships that you're going to see here. And then I say red alert, all hands battle stations.
Whatever they fired just disrupted most of our systems. We're sending ducks over here.
Let's give them the broadsides.
We're still trying to figure out what they hit us with over here. Whatever it was, it knocked most of our systems out. We're running on emergency power. I think we'd better get over there and find out what's going on while we still have a functioning ship between us. Meet me at these coordinates on deck 10.
Okay, so we're beaming over. There was a second ship that you saw back there, kind of down and to the right, and that was a Narenda class starship. And a lot of people don't know that unless you saw a particular Next Generation episode, a lot of people don't know that Narenda class was the same class that was used to put the Enterprise C, as in Charles, into service, and it had its own line of adventures, etc. For this away team mission, I recommend that you grab a engineer that can lay down some turrets. Most engineer bridge officers on your away team will have some sort of a turret, like a shield healing turret or a health healing turret, or an offensive turret type deployment special. Who is my engineer? I have completely forgotten. Yeah, he's got a bunch of them. And he's got mine barrier. He's got a shield fabricator and a mortar. Let me see if my other engineer has anything better. She's got medical generator, turret fabrication, and I think I'll go with her. She's one of the default bridge officers. You get, pardon me for just a moment. I have to do something real quick. The nightly alarm. Okay. And away we go. Again, whether you're watching this stream now or in the future on YouTube, that link and another link should be, I'll have a link up on my YouTube page as well, for people to donate to the War Child cause. And it's done through Tiltify, which quite frequently handles charity funds. They don't profit off of it. There's no weird transfer of money or anything. Tiltify is just a charity funds handling service. And I've used them for years. They've always been great. They do a lot to help people get money donations from their streams or their events to the charity. Enjoy this loading screen. It's quite artistic.
Looks like someone activated the security system on this deck. Fortunately, I know a thing or two about that system. The console here is offline, but there should be a functional one nearby in a holodeck. From there, we can access the system and shut the fields down.
Sounds like a plan.
This holodeck's damaged. Let's try the next one. All right, let's get to work. With luck, we should be able to bypass the system and drop those... Wait,
Something wrong, Captain?
someone's loading up a holodeck program in here, and I've got a feeling it's not for R&R.
Ready weapons.
Activating Program Barclay, 42 Epsilon. Safety protocols are disengaged.
Please, help us! The Borg are everywhere!
See, the engineers deployed a phaser bolt turret. That's really helpful. Here in a minute, she'll probably deploy the health regeneration bit.
Have to survive the battle to leave.
Don't let them touch you! The Borg!
Last wave. Unless they change the program.
There she goes. She's laying down another bolt turret. Excuse me. How?
Oh, thank you. If there's anything I can do to repay you, anything at all.
Computer pause program.
That's definitely a Reg Barclay program. Let's get back to business. We'd better bypass security before they send more sparring partners to deal with.
Let's use the holodeck arch consoles. As you get higher in level, you end up not picking up a lot of items, but this character's only level 20, so some things are still of use to me. And here's another way the game engages you by doing these little mini puzzles, and you get to be involved in what you're trying to figure out.
Okay, that did it. Security systems are down on this deck, and they won't be
Again,
letting us do another
I'm not going
holodeck
to skip the
scenario
cinematics
anytime
because
soon.
people can see these here in this form for the first time, and then when they go to repeat the mission to get all the full set of gear, they've already seen the cinematics, and they could just
This is Commander Tafai.
escape right through them.
I repeat, if you can hear this, come to 10 forward at once. There's...
We're barely reading you here.
Our defenses just dropped. We require your... They are closing on us. Hurry. It won't be long before they attack.
Someone's jamming that signal. We'd better get to 10 forward.
Agreed. And if I remember correctly, you can take either way to get around over to the next part.
Thank you for coming. The Madison has been taken over by hostile forces, and we are in dire need of assistance.
Okay then.
We responded to a distress call from USS Forrestal. long thought lost to the Nexus. As we closed to assist, the Madison was struck by a potent beam of psionic energy. It disabled the ship and left us vulnerable to attack. Mind-controlled members of the Forrestal's crew then beamed over and took control of this vessel. We few are all that remain free.
Who or what is behind this?
An alien of tremendous psionic ability, formerly trapped within the Nexus. We believe it lured the Forrestal there in an escape attempt, which failed. Somehow, it was able to break free when the Nexus recently returned. Though powerful, there are limits to the alien's ability. The combat with your ship has weakened it considerably. Now is the time to strike. The controlled crew are bound to attack again soon.
Set weapons to stun if they do.
Picking up transporter signals, multiple contacts. We've got incoming.
I didn't dodge that very well.
Enemy contacts inbound.
I got really used to playing tactical, which has all kinds of offensive stuff and away team missions. Oh shit, they laid down a turret. There you go. She laid down the medical generator. This is one of the things I was talking about. The engineer, bridge officers, and the away team can lay down helpful stuff like that. Heal you or your shields during combat.
Looks like we bought ourselves a little time. We should discuss our next move soon. You might talk with some of the survivors here for more information as well. Your call.
I'm not going to go through and talk to everyone. These are a bunch of characters that are actually in some of the backstory and canon and non-canon stories from Trek through the years. But you can also just go talk to Geordi again and go to the next part of the mission.
I have a feeling these attacks will intensify as the alien gains strength.
If you do talk to everyone, it gives you an achievement in the game. So,
let's get down to main.
For whatever that's worth.
I think we can get a better grip on the security system there and use it to incapacitate both the hostile crew and the alien.
Take these psionic inhibitors with you. We hope to use them on some of our dominated crewmates prior to your arrival. But I suspect they will serve you better at this time.
Hey, thanks.
They should protect you if the alien attempts to take control of your minds.
Thank you, Commander. And the map will generally, there's a map up here that will generally show you the next spot. The game doesn't always exactly tell you that you have to go in there, click on, go to the engineering deck. But you get the hang of it after a while. The game is, it is what it is, as they say. Whatever the hell that means. These first guys can hit kind of hard, and I tend to get back and wait for the engineer to load up something for assistance. I really should nail that turret like soon. And there's plenty of episode missions that will give you better weapons. I'm a theme person, which means that my characters always have to match the theme of the ship. And so, okay, nailing my ass because I'm not paying attention.
They're beaming in reinforcements.
And so, like, when I do a theme, all the weapons and everything have to be along with that theme. That's just the way I am. It drives some people a little bonkers, but I love it. I love absolutely tailoring an entire crew and a ship to a certain theme. It's really cool, I think. And after 14 years, it can help you to... Oh! Get me up, damn it, to get me up. I'm up. There we go. And then she throws down a medical generator. That's really cool. Just blast the shit out of them. Yikes. Oh, shit. I haven't done much to reinforce the ground ability of this tune yet. There's a mission I like to do that gives you some really, really cool, a full set of ground gear that makes you really, really hard to kill. And it's a little bit tedious to repeat the mission a few times, but it's really cool gear. And for those of you that have more time than money, there is a way to. Did she get knocked out? She did. Oh shit. I need to get her up, but I think I took. Nope, there it is.
Heads up! More hostiles incoming!
Oh shit. I forgot that this last group spawns over here. Not a good time. Oh shit. Oh, I didn't dodge well enough. You can double tap to do a defensive roll. Yikes. Did my engineer get knocked out again? She got knocked out again. Where's my engineer? Where did she go? Oh, she's in the wall.
We've got a couple of problems here. Main power's offline, and there's a lot of Nexus radiation getting past the screens. I'll handle the power situation while you deal with the radiation. Once that's done, we can bring the security systems back online.
Understood. There's some green gear over here. Not bad.
Nice work. Radiation levels are back in the safe zone, and I've managed to prime the warp core. Give me a hand with it, and we can restore main power.
One nice thing about this particular mission that's really good to repeat for the gear is that it's, in comparison to most story missions, it feels shorter. It may not be, but it feels shorter. At least it always has to me.
That did it. Main power's back online, and warp core is stable. I've activated most of the security systems, but it looks like the bridge is still under enemy control. It's a good bet. That's where the alien is.
Let's retake the bridge. You'll notice that a lot of these guys are wearing an older style Starfleet uniform. It's because they were stuck in the Nexus, which is without getting too into it, it's a weird energy ribbon that travels through space, and when it hits you, it takes you to a Nexus dimension. And in that dimension, people don't age, and they get to live out their their wildest dreams, but they're living a false life. It isn't real, and so that's why they are a bunch of guys from the past flung into the current.
Starfleet disagrees with you on that.
Your words mean nothing. Kill them. Kill them now.
We are here to assist you.
Oh my god. I may only be level 20, but I'm too squishy. I need to start investing in some ground gear. Zarva, get in here and help me, god damn it. Get me up. Get me up before you get knocked on your ass. Oh, he's almost done anyway. Yeah. That may have been the last of them. Yeah, that's it.
I'm reading the alien on sensors. It's back on the forestall. This isn't over yet. The Challenger might be able to fight, but most of this ship's crew is unconscious. Beam back to your ship and deal with the forestall. I'll do what I can here to get the shields up and keep the Madison in one piece.
Understood. Good luck, Captain. Ready to beam you back on your command, Commander. Beam over. Ta-da! And then we get a loading screen. Why not? Loading screens are fun, right? It's break time. Commander, we're being hailed by the forestall. I think it's the alien. On screen.
Shall the battle continue? Shall you strike me anew again and again until nothing remains?
Stand down. The fight's over.
Once I was imprisoned within the Nexus, cast away for defying those who called themselves my rulers. And now a new jailer comes, demanding submission.
Release the ship and her crew.
No, I need this ship and everyone on it. They give me what I need to return home and avenge my imprisonment. I will not give them up.
Unfortunate. Tactical. Fire to disable.
The Challenger stands ready to...
I'm just reading the dialogue that they give you to say. Alright. Let's get those heavy cannons. The heavy cannons that you see firing are from the mission Sunrise that we did in the last stream for Star Trek. And then I bonked into the ship because I wasn't paying attention. He's about done anyway. But it was part of that set that you get from Sunrise. And they're really high damage. They do have a limited firing arc, but really high damage.
It seems I am at your mercy. Will you strike the killing blow now, as is your right?
No, You'll be taken into custody alive.
If that is to be my fate, I yield. The ship and crew are yours. It is an unexpected mercy, one I would not extend to a vanquished foe on the battlefield. Much has changed since my banishment to the Nexus.
You made the right choice. Commander, we're being hailed by the Madison. Put him on screen.
Nicely done. I was able to get a call into Starfleet, and we should have backup here soon. In the meantime, I'll keep working with the crews of the disabled ships. We'll have them up and running again in no time.
Glad to hear it.
You saved a lot of lives here today. You showed mercy to someone who wasn't inclined to return the favor. That goes a long way, my book.
Why, thank you, Captain.
You're welcome. The Nexus is definitely worth studying, but only under safe conditions. The crews of the Forrestal and the Madison found that out the hard way, I'm afraid. Just like we did on the Enterprise all those years ago.
Likewise, safe travels, Captain. All decks reported in, Commander. Ready to depart on your command. Depart system. And then after you finish the mission, you get to talk to Admiral Quinn, and it's always up here.
Interesting report. This alien was trapped for eons in the Nexus and wanted to leave? As I understand it, the Nexus is a paradise. Apparently there's at least one life form out there who disagrees. Fortunately, you saved a lot of lives, and 3 Starfleet vessels. Captain LaForge tells me they'll spend some time
Sorry,
in space
we'll get
dock,
past Mr.
but they'll
Quinn.
be ready for duty again soon. We can use all the ships we can get on the frontier these days. Well done.
So, at the end of the mission, you always get experience points. 2 different types. Regular XP experience points, and then some dilithium ore, which can be used as currency in the game. And then you get to choose one of the following mission rewards. Now, I already have the Omni. I've already done this. I'm just doing it because someone was interested in these story missions and what you can get from them. And it's something that's not really explained in Star Trek Online. How to get this gear, how important the gear is for your ship being able to keep up with the missions and do well. But the most important thing is that it's a gear that you can upgrade with the ship for free. So anyway, I already have the omnidirectional. I already have the torpedo. Pretty sure I already have the console, but I can't remember. I don't remember. Let me look. Do I have the console? Reinforced armaments. Pretty sure that's the same one. Yes, same one. So I have that. I have that. I don't think I picked up this trilithium enhanced turret. Turrets are low power, but they are 360 degree. They can fire all the time. So there's something to be said for it. For a long time, turrets weren't worth taking, but the game did finally give turrets more. They gave them a little boost, so they're a little bit more worth taking. So I may take it. Let me double check one thing again real quick. Yeah. So if I get the, I already have 3-piece set. So. Yeah, I've already got 3, so getting another one won't really do me any good. But having that weapon that's easy, that can be upgraded for free is kind of cool. Then again, I am pretty weak on the ground right now. And one of the rewards is this phaser rifle. Now, unfortunately, some of the gear that you get, if it's just regular gear, I'm not sure that this ground weapon can be upgraded for free as you go along. I think it's just a regular weapon, so I'm more inclined to get the turret because it's it says trilithium enhanced, so you know that's part of a special set. But this is just a high density beam rifle type 3. I don't believe that can be upgraded. I may be wrong. But plus, there's better ground gear and other missions, to be honest. So there we go. We're gonna take it. Boop, and that'll be a nice addition to the ship. As you go through the levels, you can level up those weapons. Once you hit level 50 and beyond, the max level being 65, when you hit level 50, then you're going to be at like Mark 12 weapons, and those are what you really want. And you'll probably end up going with eventually you might maybe go with other weapons that you get from like the auction house. I call it the auction house, but that's not what it's really called. Where players sell weapons and stuff, or you may end up making your own Mark 12 weapons. They are generally more powerful, and they will do. Oh, okay. Thanks, KDM. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, you don't necessarily squad up in Star Trek, but thanks for the offer. And thanks for being in here for the first time. Anyway, so as I was saying, the time will come once you hit like level 50 and beyond. Some of these weapons are still powerful enough to keep. And there's some other story missions that I can do in streams later that will show even more powerful items that you get for free from those missions. Usually like consoles or secondary things like that to boost your ship overall. But like we just got this turret, and we can throw that. I like to throw like you can see I'm using some older freebie weapons here that are just like Mark 1. And even this turret, though it doesn't do as much damage as a phaser array, it's still going to be better than one of these is. And something else that's interesting to note, the types of weapons that you put on your ship, there are beam weapons and then there are cannons, okay? Beam energy weapons, they have special abilities that help only beam weapons. Cannons have special abilities that are separate that help only cannons. Turrets, for the sake of the game's rules, turrets count as cannons. So any specials that you have that boost a cannon, they do boost turrets. For a long time, people didn't know that in the game. So, but yes, turrets are considered cannons for the sake of using specials. All right, so that's the mission Beyond the Nexus. And if you repeat that a few times, you can get a really good torpedo, a really good console, and a really good phaser or turret weapon. But most important, always get the omnidirectional first. This omnidirectional phaser beam, that is a rare bird. And if you're especially looking to get phaser themed stuff, you want that omnidirectional as a new player. If you start dumping a bunch of money into buying ships and stuff, you may get weapons that come with those ships that you can use on all of your ships. And those are already max leveled, or you can level for free also. But keep in mind the ships the ships that you purchase are tier 6. So the weapons, when you get that ship, they are whatever level your character is when he steps into that ship. So like I'm level 22. If I go buy a tier 6 ship, yes, I can fly it. Yes, it is superior, and you kick a lot more ass than with the freebie ships. But the weapons on that ship are quite generally always knocked down to your level. So they're going to be fairly weak. But there's some really good consoles on those ships that you can use on any of the ships that any of your characters have. That's a whole bunch of Star Trek Online nerd lore that hopefully is useful to someone. I'm sorry if you're not into it or you already knew all this stuff and you had to listen to me babble about it, but I like to do helpful stuff on my streams. Alright, let's head back to Earth Space Dock. enjoy the loading screen. And it looks like we have an ad break coming for those of you watching on Twitch. Sorry about that. Someday I'll stop apologizing for it. Everyone generally has those if they're making any kind of money off of being a streamer on Twitch. Players setting off special abilities by your space dock for some reason. That's just to look cool, I guess. Here's all the players that are playing right now. Well, at least on the Federation side. You can play on the Klingon side as well. And this is just one of the Federation locations, so still plenty of people poking around in good old Star Trek Online. Alright, so mission accomplished. That was the story mission, Beyond the Nexus. Very good for a very good, very good for very good. Very good for an early weapon set that is a very, very useful and fairly powerful weapon set. All the weapons and the console that comes with it have really cool abilities for your ship, and they will make you more survivable as a new player, leveling along. I'm going to park the character over here, and where he likes to log in and log out, as if he had his own brain and it wasn't me actually controlling him. Staring at my favorite starship in Star Trek, the Odyssey class frame. It was really cool that they put this in here around the time that Picard TV series was coming to a close. Really awesome. It was a very big deal when this ship became canon, and what that means is became official part of the Star Trek story, because it was the Odyssey was actually created by a player. It was created by somebody during a competition, and it's so cool that they took Star Trek ships and brought them into live Star Trek shows and hopefully movies as well. It's something that should have happened a long time ago, I think, because there's been a lot of really excellent work done. It's a beautiful ship, and they chose it to be the Enterprise F. F as in Frank. And there's a whole line of story from graphic novels where Picard is in a very similar ship. But it has a whole backstory as to what the Enterprise F was doing all this time. By the time we see it in Picard Season 3, it had already done years and years of service, and it was heavily damaged and had some flaws and was headed for to be decommissioned as the Enterprise. Anyway, so yeah, that's all I'm going to do for tonight's stream. Tonight was only going to be a shorter stream. I wanted to do this this mission, sort of a tutorial thing. Like I said, I got a comment from somebody following on the YouTube side that they appreciated the last one that I did for Sunrise mission, and this is another really useful one. Between the Sunrise mission and Beyond the Nexus, you can get your ship almost completely set up with a really good arsenal of weapons and a couple of really good consoles. And that helps a lot when you're trying to make it through missions early game. And just as one last thing to help out here, so you go into your journal, you go into episodes, and as a new player, you're only going to have the Klingon War opened up. But, excuse me, my esophagus tonight. But you can skip these missions. And so you just skip through, skip through, skip through, skip as many as it lets you skip. Sometimes you have to do one, and that's okay. They're still fun. But if you're just trying to get down here to New Frontiers, you just skip through missions until you get down here. Now, they're all fun to play, and quite a few of these also give relatively good gear. But as far as starting gear, especially for Federation ships, I'm going to recommend that you skip on down to New Frontiers and also Future Proof here that has the Sunrise mission, and Stormbound has some good gear too. Um, but these story missions that I'm showing you are a really good way to get a Federation side ship set up with a really good set of weapons and consoles early on. I One of the ones that I may show next time, because it gives you something else that's important for your ship. I'll show you. So your ship's it's a good way to explain it. Oh, this is one of those universal consoles that I was talking about. This came with a tier 6 ship that I purchased on the PC side. Universal multi-directional artillery barrage. It basically launches a whole slew of torpedoes out there. That comes with the ship that you purchase. Some people purchase ships just for the consoles. I recommend that you wait for a sale because they can be expensive. A tier 6 ship is about $30, but it's a free-to-play game, and everything that you spend on these ships and things that you buy in the store help to sustain it. It's made it 14 years, most of that time as a free-to-play game. I started when it was right off the shelf and it was still subscription, but they ended that fairly soon. So your ship has some core things here: a deflector shield, an impulse engine, a warp drive, and shields. There's another mission that I may do a little tutorial for, which is directly after Beyond the Nexus. Let's go to New Frontiers, and so Beyond the Nexus Melting Pot. That will give you a very, it's not really awesome, but it's a very good starting set of consoles. The not consoles, sorry, but the core components: engine, shields, etc. Warp drive. I believe you can get a complete set out of that. It's been a while since I've done it, so I may be wrong, but I believe you can get a full set of your core components. And again, when you get those from an episode mission, those level for free. So when you hit every 10 levels and you need to level up all your gear, you can upgrade those individual pieces for free to the level that they need to be, and you get more powerful. So there you go. We've done what we set out to do this evening. Again, please consider giving to the War Child charity. There will be, you see the link at the top of the screen. There will also be one in my Twitch profile. I'll throw it in there. I just set it up tonight, so I'll throw it in my Twitch profile for you to donate to. And also my YouTube profile will have it very shortly. I'll set it up tonight before I go collapse. But anyway, yeah. Thanks for coming. Those that showed up tonight, it was a last minute announcement on the stream and last minute decision. I just decided to go ahead and do an early stream for the War Child charity. And so thanks for being here. Please consider donating, and we'll see you on the next one. And I'm about to transfer everybody over to, we'll raid somebody if you're watching from the Twitch side.